Thank you. It is great to be with you and see this large crowd, and we'd like to have a bigger crowd next year. We are going to have one next year because we know that you're facing tremendous challenges in numbers of cases, and we want to improve the situation. Thank you, James, so much for your introduction and your superb leadership throughout your career at the Department of Justice, Main Justice, and here now at EOR. He's doing a fantastic job. He understands the issues, knows what our challenges are, working steadfastly every day with good judgment and poise and keeping a cool head under any kind of stress. I'm really impressed with his work, and if you haven't gotten to know him, you'll feel the same as you do get to know him. So thank you also to Catherine Riley and Kate Sheehy and Chris Santoro, David So, David Neal, Chief Judge Keller, Lisa Ward, Gene King, Robin Suitman, and all of the leadership team. It's good to be with you today. Each one of you plays an important role in the administration of our immigration laws. Immigration judges are critical to ensuring that the Department of Justice carries out its responsibilities under the INA, the law of the United States. You have an obligation to decide cases efficiently and to keep our federal laws functioning effectively, fairly, and consistently. As the statute states, immigration judges conduct designated proceedings subject to such supervision and shall perform such duties as the Attorney General shall prescribe. This responsibility seeks to ensure that our immigration system operates in a manner that is consistent with the laws enacted by Congress. So as you know, the INA was established to ensure a rational, consistent system of immigration to promote the national interest, at least as Congress found it. Of course, there are provisions in the INA, in consent decrees, regulations, court decisions, where the common sense enforceability of the plain intent of the INA has been made more difficult, and that's what you have to wrestle with virtually every day. President Trump, I think, is correct. Congress does need to close some loopholes and clarify matters. Without congressional action, clarity and consistency for us in your daily work will be difficult. But let's be clear, we have a goal. And that goal is to end the lawlessness that now exists in our immigration system. This Department of Justice is committed to using every available resource to achieve that goal. We will act strategically with our colleagues at DHS and across the government, and we will not hesitate to redeploy resources and alter policies to meet new challenges as they arise, and they always do. Last month, the Department of Homeland Security announced that it will begin to refer as close to 100% of illegal southwest border crossers as possible to the Department of Justice for prosecution. And the Department of Justice will take up those cases. I have put in place a zero-tolerance policy for illegal entry on our southwest border. If you cross the southwest border unlawfully, then we will prosecute you. It's that simple. If someone is smuggling illegal aliens across our southwest border, then we will prosecute, period. I've sent 35 prosecutors to the southwest and moved 18 immigration judges to detention centers near the border. That is about a 50% increase in the number of immigration judges who will be handling the cases at the border. All of us should agree that by definition, our goal should be to have zero illegal immigration. That's what we want. We want not to arrest people, not to have to process people. We want people to come lawfully and only lawfully. Each of us is a part of the executive branch, and it is our duty to, quote, take care that the laws are faithfully executed. Ours is a public trust, a responsibility. And the United States of America is not some idea. It's not just a landmass or an economy. Ours is a sovereign nation state with a constitution, laws, elections, borders. And as you all well know, one of our major difficulties today is the asylum process. The asylum system is being abused to the detriment of the rule of law, sound public policy, public safety even, and to the detriment of people with just claims to asylum. Saying a few simple words, claiming a fear of return, is now transforming a straightforward arrest for illegal entry and immediate return into a prolonged legal process where an alien may be released from custody into the United States and possibly never show up for an immigration hearing. This is in large part what has been accurately called catch and release. Beginning in 2009, more and more aliens who passed an initial USCIS credible fear review were released from custody into the United States pending a full hearing. Powerful incentives were created for aliens to come here illegally and claim fear of return. In effect, word spread that by asserting this fear, they could remain in the United States one way or the other, and far too often that rumor proved correct. The results are just what one would expect. The number of illegal entrants has surged, credible fear claims have skyrocketed, and the percentage of asylum claims found to be meritorious by our judges has declined significantly. That's because the vast majority of the current asylum claims we're seeing are not valid, and you're not finding them valid. For the last 5 years, only 20% of claims have been found to be meritorious after a hearing before an immigration judge. In addition, some 15% are found invalid by USCIS as part of their initial review. Further illustrating this point, it's amazing, really. In 2009, DHS conducted more than 5,000 credible fear reviews. By 2016, only 7 years later, that number had increased to 94,000. The number of these aliens placed in immigration court proceedings went from fewer than 4,000 to more than 73,000 by 2016, a 19-fold increase, overwhelming the system and leaving legitimate claims buried. Now we all know that many of those crossing the border illegally are leaving difficult, even dangerous conditions, and we understand that all are due proper respect in court and the proper legal process. But we cannot abandon legal discipline and sound legal concepts. Under the INA, asylum is available for those who leave their home country because of persecution or fear on account of race, religion, nationality, or membership in a particular social group or political opinion. Asylum was never meant to alleviate all problems, even all serious problems that people face every day all over the world. So today I'm exercising the responsibility given to me under the INA, and I will be issuing a decision that restores sound principles of asylum and long-standing principles of immigration law. We have not acted hastily, but carefully. In my judgment, this will be a correct interpretation of the law. It advances the original intent and purpose of the INA, and it will be your duty, of course, to carry that out. This decision will provide more clarity for you. It will help you to rule consistently, and all our judges to rule consistently throughout the country and fairly. The fact is we have a backlog of about 700,000 immigration cases, and it's still growing. We thought we could get those numbers down, but they're not going down yet. That's one of the things that we're going to work on. It's not acceptable. We cannot allow it to continue. At this time, when our immigration system and our immigration judges are under great stress, I'm calling on you to use your best efforts and proper policies to enhance our effectiveness, to end the lawlessness, and move to the virtuous cycle. We have to be very productive. Volume is critical. It just is. We have to ask you to evaluate your processes and disposition rates. We ask each one of you to complete at least 700 cases a year. That's about average. We're all accountable, of course. Setting this expectation is a rational management policy, I believe, to ensure consistency, accountability, and efficiency in our immigration system. And there'll be difficulties, and rules won't apply to everybody in every circumstance. But thank you for working every day to meet and even exceed this goal. You can be sure this Department of Justice and this administration supports you in your critically important and historic effort. That's why we are hiring more than 100 new immigration judges this calendar year. And we are actively working with our partners at DHS to ensure that we can deploy judges electronically and by video teleconference where needed, and to obtain appropriate courtroom facilities. Let's be clear. These actions, I say this to critics sometimes, they need to think about this. These actions will not end or reduce legal immigration. These actions will be directed at reducing illegal immigration. Only Congress can change the policies for legal immigration. So we've got a great nation, the greatest, I think, in the history of the world. It's no surprise that people want to come here, but they must do so according to law, and they must do so in numbers that are justified and in the national interest of the United States. So when we lose clarity or have decisions that hold out hope where a fair reading of the law gives none, we have cruelly hurt many people. As we resolutely strive to consistently and fairly enforce the law, we will be doing the right thing. Clarity in law is the right thing. The world will know what our rules are, and great numbers will no longer undertake this dangerous journey. The number of illegal aliens and the number of baseless claims will fall. I'm confident that's true. A virtuous cycle will be created rather than the vicious cycle of expanding illegality. The American people have spoken. They've spoken in our laws that have been passed by Congress, and they have spoken in our elections. They want a safe, secure border and a lawful system of immigration that actually works and serves the national interest. Thank you for what you do. Let's deliver this for the American people. It's our responsibility. I know we can count on you. Let's do it in the right way, in a way that we can be proud of. And James, thank you again for your leadership. And I want to again thank each of you for the challenges you face every day right now. We want to assist you in making that job easier, more effective, and more productive for you, so that you can fairly and effectively manage your caseload. Thank you all for allowing me to be with you. I am honored beyond words to serve as the Attorney General of the United States. This is a major national issue. You can be sure we're making progress now, and we're going to continue to make progress and serve the people of the United States of America as best we can. Thank you all, and God bless.